Okay, here's another one for you. I don't know, around 15 years ago, somewhere in that ballpark. It takes place in Oroville, California. It's the U.S. Bar Table Championships. It's Northern California, Oroville. It's at a big it's an Indian resort casino. And okay, well, the story starts. It's me and Barroom Brown. we're coming up the west coast there through Northern California and so forth, and we had stopped in a pool room, looking for action, goofing off, and we're there for a little bit. And this kid walks up to us and starts talking to us. He played pool there a little bit, I guess, hung out there. Finds out we're from Ohio, and he's like, "Man, you guys want to buy some mushrooms?" And I look at Mike, so I figure we're supposed to buy them. I figure we're supposed to buy some mushrooms. And so I said, "Sure." He said, "Well, how many you want?" And I look at Mike, I'm like, "Fuck, I don't know." So I guess a couple $100. And I bill him a couple $100. It was the kind of place where, actually I didn't pay, and no, I didn't. I said a couple $100 and pay when he gets back. That's what it was. And so it's all good. And so we're hanging out there, we're playing pool, whatever. I think we grabbed a bite to eat. We didn't get no action there. And this kid shows back up. He says, "Hey, come out here." I'm like, "Hey, Mike, the dude's back. You want me to go get them, or you want what?" So we both get up and go out there or whatever. And I give him the money, and I'm waiting for him to hand me like maybe a Ziploc bag, whatever. And he pulls out a bag. He pulls out a damn dump truck full. It was about a 12-inch. It was a full-size Ziploc bag, full you couldn't even close it. So needless to say, the prices must be a little different there. I guess I don't know anything, but about that's the price. But all I know is we couldn't close the bag. I'm looking at Mike like, oh my God. We're looking. We don't even know what to think about this shit. Like, how we run into this. And so needless to say, we take it, we throw it in the trunk, and off we go. And so we're still driving north, and I think it started getting later, and we got to a town. I can't remember which one it was, but there was supposed to be a little bit of action. There's a little pool room, and I can't remember the ordeal on it. And we ended up checking in a little motel up there. When we checked in, it wasn't too wild, okay? It looked like a normal motel. There was about 10 Harleys there, though. But it didn't seem abnormal. Everything seems pretty cool, whatever. And, because what it was, now I remember, we had drove most of the night. And I think we ended up, maybe we played pool somewhere, or I don't know what it was, but we didn't check in this room till around noon the next day. And it was pretty calm at that point. There's like 10 Harleys. Well, we figured it was a pretty good day. There was people hanging out. There's, a bunch of things going on. There was a pool there outdoors, a bunch of girls there, people drinking, and figured, okay, this is the perfect time to eat a few of these mushrooms. Well, okay, if you can visualize this, try to visualize this if you can, okay? By 6 that evening, it's out there, the sun's still up decently, I think. It was a nice day. It was a really nice time of the year. By 6, there's 200 Harleys here. And they're everywhere you can look. Plus different looking type vehicles. shit that you just don't see. You might, if you see it once in your life, you know you're witnessing something you're never going to see again. And you know you've stumbled into something, and you just get that feeling that that's where you're supposed to be at that point in time, okay? Well, okay. Well, things just are completely haywire. We start drinking beer and just trying to go with the flow. And it's just biker city. They've got their their jackets on. And I'm not even gonna start saying names, or not, I don't even care. But it was the real biker gang stuff, you know, the real deal. They've got full dress, full gear, at the whole 9 yards. And what the deal was, one of the big dogs in it, his daughter was like turning 18, and it was something else to it. I ain't sure what, but it was some type of ritual. It was a serious thing. He was like a head honcho in the deal, and his daughter's turning 18, and I mean, they're throwing, like, they just take over this whole side of this town, from what I understand. And here, me and Barroom's right smack dab in the middle of it, on mushrooms, with a whole trunk full, well, we actually ended up having a pretty good time, no incident, hung out with a few people, and things worked out. But needless to say, I think we were both pretty happy in the morning when we was pulling out of there, and and we're looking at each other leaving there. We're gonna definitely do a video together soon, hopefully, and we'll touch up on some of this stuff and fill in a few of the blanks. He's got probably more details, and but okay, we're leaving and we're just looking at each other like, what the hell just happened? And so we're driving. We know about this bar table tournament coming up in Orville. So that's the destination. No question about it. That's the destination. And we are heading on that way. And if you know anything about how big it is up in that part of the country, you might be in Northern California, but you got hours to go just to get to another part of Northern California. I mean, it's huge up there, at least where we is at. So we drive, I mean, hours and hours, and we get to this spot. I mean, it's way up in there. Orville, it's way up in there. And we make it, we register for the tournament, and start seeing faces. Richie's there. All the normal players you see in a lot of tournaments are there. A big majority. But being that far away, I guess there was a lot of the players from this part of the country missing. But it was still very much a lot of them. And I'm passing a highway patrol right now. I had to go incognito for a second. Sorry about that. Yeah, it was it was a great tournament. Archer was there, blah blah. The whole night. Okay, so the first night we're hanging out. The tournament's not starting yet. The tournament starts the next day. So the first night, everybody's just there's a little bit of action. We're drinking a little. We've been traveling a lot, and we're just having some leisure time and drinking, just kind of relaxing with some friends. And, come nightfall, everyone's, goofing off, and I told a few stories about that bag of mushrooms. I mean, for my part of where I live, that's just unheard of, a bag that big, and I mean, I'm thinking 200, I'm getting like a, like I said, and I mean, this thing was like, I mean, it was a suitcase full, and by then they was like the best ones you can even get, from what I understand. So yeah, it was ridiculous. But so the word got around to a few of the pool players there about these mushrooms, okay, and there was a lot of curiosity. Hold on. there was a lot of curiosity on this. And next thing you know, that a few people, I'm not going to say no names, but I'll say this, well-known pool players had come up and decided they wanted to, they wanted to eat them a handful of these mushrooms. Well, needless to say, they could have ate all they wanted. The more the merrier as far as we was concerned, because we didn't know what the world we was going to do with them anyway. And and it was funny because some people from Cincinnati had showed up there. Shannon Murphy shows up with Kevin and to the tournament too out there. And so it's getting pretty wild there. I mean, just everything going on and whatnot, and just what me and Mike had seen in the last 2 days was just unbelievable. So, well, about 5 of these pool players I'm telling you about end up eating them a handful of these things. Okay, so by nightfall at the casino, there's like 30 diamond bar tables set up. It's a U.S. bar table champion. It's a big event, great tournament, really good tournament. And but here everyone's going. Okay, by that night you got a bunch of people's running around here, melting down on mushrooms, and wouldn't you know it, the bartender decides to come out full war paint that night with the feathers, the Indian. I mean, he was a full-blooded Indian, and for some reason that night, he's bartending, he decides to come out all out, full war paint. And I remember we're going out, Richie goes up to order a drink once, and I'm looking at him, man, and he's looking at the Indian dude. And it was really good times. I'm not condoning anything, okay? I was young. A lot of people when they're younger, they have a little fun. That's all. I'm not condoning anything. But this happened. Okay, but so the night goes, everybody had a lot of fun, and me and Baru met there was 2 guys there from Sweden, Jonas and a younger dude with him. They was really good people, man. They was on like a 90-day visa over here playing pool. One of them was trying to duck military service or something. I'm not sure, but they was really cool, man. I liked them a lot. They left the tournament with us. We went and hung out for about a week down around Oakland, San Francisco, and just laid drunk the whole time. Okay, but back to the story. Okay, I'm in the tournament. Well, believe it or not, I'm playing well. I get a shower next game, and I'm playing excellent. I mean, I'm winning. I win all my matches day one. I get to like the last 16 of the winners. Come back day 2. I win my first 2 or whatever. I'm down to the final 4, I think it was, in the winners. I'm due to play Johnny Archer, okay? And I can't remember who the other 2 was that was up. I'm due to play Archer. And, well, guess where I was at? They're calling my name. I'm on the clock to forfeit. And guess where I was? There's a narcotics unit that's got me under arrest, cuffed in the back of the fucking unit out there over a bag of mushrooms that was found in a jacket that was on a chair. Well, there was no ID or nothing in the jacket. And like I had explained to him, I didn't never seen the jacket in my life. Okay? And I'm telling him, I'm like, listen, I'm in the final 4 of the U.S. Bar Table Championship in here. They're calling me to play Johnny Archer right now. I mean, he's one of the best players in the world. I'm like, you can go in the building, ask anybody in there. That's what I'm doing here. I'm like, you think I'd be in the final 4 of the winner's side playing Johnny Archer if I had a bag of mushrooms? and the one that went in and confirmed it, okay, who I was and what was going on. And I feel like they might have gave me a small break. I don't know, but they couldn't prove it was my jacket, okay? It was kind of a raw deal anyway, because mushrooms out there shouldn't really be that big of a deal anyway, considering, I mean, it's whatever. But come to find out, I was going to be in a real bad spot. If they could have proved they was mine or whatever, I'd have been on a high bond. Probably wouldn't have been able to bond out. It'd have been brutal, to say the least. But like I say, it wasn't my jacket. but either way, the cops walk me in, take the cuffs off, and I'm running up to grab a cue to the table. Archer's standing there saying, "Oh, you made it, Durbin," or whatever. "What's going on, man? Everything all right?" I'm like, man, the cops just had me cuffed out here. They over a big bag of mushrooms, and he looks at me like, "Damn, Durbin." He's like, "Man, what the hell?" He's like, "Man, you got to get it right, man." But this is a fine example, to the younger players, why, if you're going to be a pool player, be serious about the game. Practice, play pool, it's fine. A perfect example, But back to the story. So Archer beats me. I end up, I'm playing great. I win my next 2 or 3. I finished like third. I think, in the overall, something like it, right around there. I don't think I did better than that. But it's still, I was proud of the finish, considering everything between the biker motel and the close call there, and just the wildest part of the whole thing was the night before the tournament with these pool players. I'm not going to say no names, but I'll say this: you would be very surprised. but it was a great tournament, and a beautiful place to have a tournament, and I'm grateful to God that I got to be a part of things like that. I hope I get to be a part of more of it, and hope you enjoy the story. Thank you.